Hello and welcome to UzReport News. I'm Barno Nazarzadeh. President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev addressed his regular message to the chambers of the Oli Majlis at the International Congress Center in Tashkent today. His first such address as a newly elected president was held on December 22nd, 3 years ago. The head of state addressed the lawmakers with his second message on December 28 in 2018. With their comprehensive agenda and large-scale tasks, these reports attract close attention of the public in our country and entire world. In today's speech, Shavkat Mirziyoyev summed up the work done during 2019 and identified priorities for the current year.
The head of state began his speech with the results of recent parliamentary elections, noting the importance of activity and cohesion of the population. Native Uzbekistan is entering a new decade. Our achievements become history, the life is setting new requirements, and there are great opportunities for even deeper transformations. Therefore, today we should set priorities and tasks for the country's development in 2020 and for the next 5 years as a whole. Following the results of recent election campaign under the slogan New Uzbekistan, New Elections, a new political atmosphere has been formed in the Republic, which makes it possible to raise ongoing democratic reforms to a high level, the president said. At the same time, Mirziyoyev noted important tasks in this direction. We have set such a high goal as building a new Uzbekistan together with our people. Along this path, a new principle is being more and more profoundly asserted in our life. The initiator of reforms is society itself. The deputies should understand that all their activities should be aimed at serving the people. The head of state also stresses that increasing the political activity of parties remains an urgent task. At the same time, it's necessary to further optimize the three-stage system of elections to local kingashs, while increasing the role of district and city commissions. I would like to appeal to all the deputies and senators, and in their person to the entire people of Uzbekistan, that democratic reforms are the only right way for us, the president said.
I should first of all note that the address of the president to the parliament was very analytical, was very broad, because all those initiatives addressed were the ones which touch upon every citizen of Uzbekistan, as they are related both to internal affairs and external affairs. Therefore, we should say that the address was of course very rich in initiatives. I should mention only some of them, like fight against corruption, because as President identified that if unless we do fight effectively, it might of course in the near future affect negatively to our economy, to our social sector. In general, President mentioned that fight against corruption means a lot to the whole community of Uzbekistan. Besides that, President also addressed that to reform economy, we should of course do much in banking sector. Therefore, he was specifically saying that he also named several banks that will be privatized to potential foreign investors. Then he also gave a good example in by giving the example of Halkbank, which is the biggest bank in Uzbekistan, how it is handling all those challenges in the market and trying to be one of the most dominating banks in the economy. As an example, the president also mentioned that if there is a trust towards banks, then there will be more activities in financial sector. The other initiative addressed was to reform capital markets. This is another strategic area for developing the economy, because as long as we start developing the capital markets, which means if we start the flow of capital in the hands of our people, then of course this money will be directed to infrastructure, to resolving all those problems we are currently facing. Because as soon as we try to concentrate all the money through capital markets into the economy, we can build schools, we can build kindergartens, of course we can build social institutions. Therefore, these were the only some of the main ideas. Besides, one of the crucial initiatives addressed by the president, of course, was the human capital, capacity building, because specifically mentioned how important it is to have competitive people in the sector. Therefore, President was mentioning how important it is to work with youth, how important it is to have capacity building trainings, including short-term and long-term training for those who are working for the public sector. Therefore, President initiated that several hundred people will be having trainings abroad, and all of this will be covered. The expenses will be covered by the state. This is once again this shows how important it is to learn best foreign practices. And in addressing several points in the speech, President also mentioned several times that we should have competitive people working in that or that sphere, and all of them should be, of course, educated based on best foreign practices and education.